Hello, greetings, this is Gilles Mention. Welcome to my channel. I hope you're having a wonderful day. For every day we need to program ourselves to have this beautiful day, this miraculous day, this day where all kinds of new things are possible. And so it is important to do that each and every morning, to program ourselves for the highest potential, for all kinds of newness in our life, to deprogram, not to repeat the old, but to move into new level of experiences. I'm going to pull a few cards from the angels. So the situation, I'm going to look at past, present, future of the situation. So it is quite wonderful. It is in our past we have the rest. We've been able to we were given time to integrate all those little aspects of our life, and now we are moved into the state of abundance. For abundance is really what will make for all the light working community to unlock the keys of abundance, unlock the flows of abundance, to open all those flows, to become financially abundant, will make the game a lot more fun. But yet there is we've been conditioned in so many ways to accept things as in a state of lack, but we have to return to the state of abundance, and rather than do in order to get or to take, it is about relaxing, being in a state of receptivity, asking the universe and receiving directly from the universe a new process, and what will lead us into the future, into joy. Joy is wonderful. Joy is like humor is a powerful tool to ignite joy within ourselves. When we are in joy, when we are laughing, our whole body is in this state of regeneration. The same thing when we stress, our body is being stressed out, and so we want to let go of stress. The best way, of course, is learning to breathe consciously, to let go, to breathe out all the carbon monoxide that's stuck in our lungs. That's what makes us stress, and so we want to let go of that. Activate this bright sun inside of us through the intake of oxygen, to visualize the bright sunshine, the bright sun inside our chest that shines. And then every breath we take, we can work with that to make it brighter and brighter, with the oxygen being fueling this sun. What we're learning, the process we are learning right now is unity, to reconnect, to reconcile all the opposites, to become one with the one that is all, to become one with the one that is love, to discover our true self, our true essence. And the outcome is exactly the same as in the French reading, although I mixed the card and there are 78 cards in it. It is departure, it is about living, traveling, a new beginning, and so it is a new beginning for everybody, for everyone. Will be as soon as we're ready, the life will make the shift. So just be ready, ask and you shall receive. Then do not doubt. It is sometimes difficult to accept fully what we receive through our intuition, although even the great thinker like Immanuel Kant was in the Critic of the Pure Reason, was saying that anything that we receive has to be given through our intuition, and then our brain just model it into the time-space to rationalize and understand it. But everything is given through the intuition, and so it is not always easy to trust everything that comes from the intuition. But the more we connect, at the end we'll see that the intuition, the inner voice, is really the only thing that really matters. As we follow that, we find peace. As we follow that, we find abundance. As we follow that, we find health, we find alignment, we find prosperity, we find opportunities, we find creative inspiration, we find all those things. So it is about tuning in to that inner voice. Is more and more essential and important. I'm going to pull 4 cards from the Akash. Oof. I didn't mix the cards, so I'm going to mix them because it's maybe I wasn't concentrating enough. Sometimes we get distracted. It's part of the process. Also, another thing in spirituality, when we want to move into this higher realm, we're going to fail many times because we're placing the bar a little bit high always, and sometimes it is we always address things in relation to we want to succeed, but it's not because we fell into something does not succeed at first that we have to give up. It is like learning to walk. A child he's going to stand up, he's going to walk, and he's going to fail, and then he's going to stand up again. He's going to, before he can actually run, or eventually maybe one day we'll learn how to fly. But for now we want to stand to be counted, and then we want to sit in our seat of empowerment, to feel empowered. So the highest wisdom for us today is the idea of ending all the wars and battles. For there is an inner war that is being fought. for the war is a little bit part of the human process. It is unfortunately it is a physical, brutal thing that is still happening on the earth that will soon end. But there is a war on the economical level. There is a war on the internet between all those mega corporations. There are wars everywhere. But we cannot solve all that. The only way we can solve that is making peace with ourselves. As we make peace with ourselves, we make peace with the universe. We become harmony. We understand that every being and everything is following his path according to his God self, to his soul. And everybody will resolve this puzzle, the puzzle of creation. And so it is the Buddha was speaking about that says that there is two sorts of compassion. There is active compassion and passive compassion. Well, for what we do is active compassion. We communicate, we help, we assist, we do all we can to assist the world around us, for it is a mirror and it is helping us, assisting us in our evolution. Yet from a mystical higher perspective, you can just move into the void and trust that all the soul will eventually find their place. So it's about returning to that great void of non-being, where all things of light are happening, all the wealth and treasures of the universe. So as we resolve this battle within ourselves, we find the bride and groom. So it is about finding this divine connection, harmonization, and potential for higher relationship. What we need to understand is anger or nourishment. So here it is about the insatiability. So we have to satiate ourselves. We have to accept to be satiated. It is in mythology, there is this, or in astrology, there is a planet named Tantalus, and Tantal was he was a mad king, and he was sent into a supplice where whenever he would go into water or food, he could never reach it. So it was very, very so we have to learn to be satisfied, not to, because when we accept to always be unsatisfied, we are creating more desire. So what we need to address and understand is love life, is our love life. For that, in many sense, it seems like the Tarot is talking about finding the harmony through relationship, to find a partner that brings balance and harmony and grace into our life. And to address more that, because when we move into spirituality, sometimes we find we are lightened to our oneself when we want to become sovereign of our space. So dealing with relationship takes a lot of energy. But there come a point in time where relationships are actually increasing this potential for elevation. So it will come into alignment when it is the right time. What we need to do is Atlantis. It's reconnecting to those old memories, this self-empowerment, this 12-dimensional matrix, to know we are aligned. We have light bodies in Atlantis who are master of time and space, or fourth-dimensional being, and so there is all kinds of old empowerment, old knowledge, and the outcome is to be the scribe or the writer. So it is important to take notes of everything, to communicate through writing. We've all been writers before, and so we need to do it again. And it's not. And even when you write just for you, sometimes it needs to be shared, but sometimes it is just for you. But it's important to take note of everything. Of course, whatever you get from this information may be superior to what I'm talking about. I'm talking in a very general fashion. So whatever triggers those energies, try to use it to understand, to raise, to use everything as a tool, as a guide. Life is our master. Life is our guide. Everything serves our evolution of consciousness. Once we move into the one flow, all the positive and negative are equally helpful in finding freedom and salvation. This painting behind me, it's called White Hole Number 1. I made 3 of those white holes. It's very subtle. It's very hard to see. It's going to need to be framed with a white frame. White holes are cosmic phenomenon that are unknown to human beings right now, but they're powerful doorways that allows us to move into other dimension. And here, in a sense, it looks white, but it's not a monochrome. It is somewhat of a monochrome, but there are two things. First, it's like this white is a very light beige. It is not white. It is a beige, and the spiral is quite irregular. So that's what makes, when you can look at the painting for a very long time, it's very relaxing, but there is enough dynamism to draw you in. And those paintings can also be used to move into other things if you can just allow yourself to leave all this physical world, and you don't need paintings, of course. You can just but it is important to work with that, to work with this other world, and to sometimes to let go for a little while. Essentially, what we want to understand also is all the great spirits of the universe are now assisting in the evolution of our God self. In the past, there were great spirits that came here, they were worship us and so on. Now it's not about that. They're all here in assistance to developing our own God self, for we are ready for that. We will eventually fuse our consciousness with that of God, our source, and then it will become the second coming of Christ. For when we fuse our consciousness with that of God, the Christ comes from within. It is the highest supreme divine love. It is the consciousness of the Buddha, of the teacher, of the guru, of the healer, of the manifester, of all those powers come from the God self. And so it is important to tune in and follow the guidance, whatever that guidance may be. Sometimes, like I said, it's not easy to understand it all, but we have to trust that what comes to us from within is paramount to any other information, and look for more information within. Of course, we're always looking for information without, but to trust this inner information and to deepen that connection. Also, yeah. So it will very soon. There's going to be some great change that are coming into the world. So I hope I'm sure we'll be moving into the next level of service, next level of reality, and we'll discover a lot more freedom. And so it's all in the work. So let us be ready together to receive. For it is a path of asking and receiving, and so we tune into that possibility. Of course, it requires patience. In order to have patience, you need to have courage. And then you need to have faith and trust all in the process. But it's something that comes gradually as we develop our faith and trust and connection to the inner self. We'll develop a greater sense of self. We will discover our soul, and so we'll become seated in our empowerment rather than being solely in the illusion of time. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. I wasn't going to sing anything, and then Spirit just sent me they say, wow, so we're going to put a song in his head, so he's going to sing a song. So I'm going to finish with that. So it's a song about beautiful song about believing in your dream and knowing anything is possible within life. It goes like this. Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dream that you dare to dream ready to come true. Someday I wish upon a star and wakes up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly. Birds fly over the rainbow. Why then, oh why can't I? If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why, oh why can't I? Well, it's a thank you very much. It's a song that speaks of the bird wisdom. For God has given more to the birds than to any other animals, and they have this ability to fly. And so it is also an ability that as men we do not have any archetypes. So we have the angels above, the animals below. Each of them within. So we have to choose to tune into this higher plane and develop our wings so that we can eventually fly all the way up to those planes of light and love. And so we can always, whenever we come back, we'll bring that love and light back. It is a process of integration of those higher planes. Well, I hope this video and this message was meaningful and interesting for you. I wish you a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Thank you. Namaste.